The design process is as social an enterprise as any professional endeavor. In this tutorial, you'll learn how to share information with the right group of project contributors at the right time. So let's get started. Let's enter into this example having completed the preliminary design of this utility knife. Now, we need to inform the extended team about design changes. So let's leave a comment to inform them of the changes that were made. Now we just started with a new machine shop, so I need to add them to the project and grant them access to the utility knife design. I can open the data panel and type in an email address of the users that need access. Next, I need to get some input on the design from our machinist. From Fusion 360, let's go ahead and start a live review session that will let me collaborate with a stakeholder in real time on key decisions that need to be made. Once the session is started, a link is generated. And now my machinist can collaborate on the design with me in any web browser. I can choose the presenter or set it to unsynchronize so that both parties can interrogate the model on their own. The chat can be used to document any key decisions as well. As I make proposed design changes, the changes are propagated to the participant as I make them in real time. We can use Fusion 360 to collaborate with both internal and external stakeholders. Another access point to our design is through A360. A360 can be used to collaborate, view, and make design decisions through a web browser. This is a great avenue for non-CAD personnel to interact with the design process. Using A360 lets view our design in a web browser. There's no need to download a viewer or worry about file compatibility. People invited to the project can view the data and comments made from Fusion 360. Here we can reply to the comment that was made from the designer in Fusion 360. In addition to general comments on the design, we can redline our designs with outlines, arrows, and text. Red lines are a great way to illustrate required design changes. Another form of commenting is the ability to comment on objects or at a very specific point. Once these types of comments are used, they will create a balloon referencing the object or point. These comments, or balloons, can later be selected to orient the model in the orientation when the comment was made. Of course, all of these types of comments will travel with the model and can be used to track decisions that were made through the design process. Finally, I'd like to share this design with the customer. However, I don't want to give them access to the rest of the data in my project. I want to be very specific about what they can see. We also have the control to allow the customer to download the file in their preferred format or require a password for the customer to view the design. In addition, we can generate an automated email or embed this viewer with our design on an external website. Once the customer clicks on the link, the design will open in a web browser. They can interrogate the design to make sure it meets the design requirements with tools like Measure, Section, and Explode. And finally, since we allowed the customer to download the file, they have the option to download the file in the format of their choosing. Throughout this lesson, we've collaborated using Fusion 360 and A360. But what happens when you're not next to your computer and you need to make a key design decision or simply view the design? In this case, we can use the Fusion 360 mobile application, which is compatible for both iOS and Android. From these mobile apps, we can view and comment on designs and give access to our Fusion 360 data anywhere on any device. You should now be comfortable with the tools designed specifically to bring your design teams together with Fusion 360, A360, and the Fusion 360 mobile app. You'll note that you didn't have to set up a server, or replicate data, or pass around outdated versions of files in email. These are each just some of the more obvious advantages to using cloud technologies.